Today, we are exploring a truly fascinating connection. We're talking about the direct link between the invisible, microscopic biology working tirelessly inside your body right now and the very real, very tangible food you put on your plate every single day. If you've ever found yourself wondering how your diet actually translates into fighting off that nasty winter cold, well, you are definitely in the right place.
So you know the drill, right? We feel that little scratchy tickle in our throat and boom, we immediately reach for the hot tea or maybe a comforting bowl of chicken soup. But that actually raises a massive question. Can the food we eat keep us from getting sick in the first place? Like, is our diet genuinely a preventative measure, or is it kind of just a comforting afterthought once the germs have already set up camp?
Well, let's look at what the experts say. Julia Zampano, a registered dietitian at the Cleveland Clinic, really hits the nail on the head here. She says, while no single food is a magic cure, eating a healthy diet full of vitamins and minerals that support your immune system can boost your immunity. So yeah, spoiler alert, there's no magic pill, but fundamentally, the nutrients we absorb are quite literally the building blocks of our body's entire defense system.
All right, here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. Meet your immune army. 2. The frontline defenders. 3. The adaptive special ops. 4. Fueling your defenses. And 5. The immune-boosting menu.
Section 1. Meet your immune army, your body's defense system. To really understand how food affects our immunity, we've got to treat the human immune system like what it actually is. It's a highly coordinated, frankly brilliant, military defense force constantly patrolling your body. Broadly speaking, this military force is split into two distinct branches. On one side, we have the innate system. Think of this as your rapid, non-specific response. We're talking physical barriers and immediate cellular first responders that react the exact second a threat is detected. Then, on the other side, we have the adaptive system. This one's slower but highly specific. Think of them as your targeted special ops. They take a little bit longer to deploy, but they actually remember past invaders.
Moving on to Section 2, the frontline defenders, the innate immune system.
So before we even talk about the cells, your innate system uses physical barriers, stuff like your skin, the fine hairs in your nose, the mucous membranes in your respiratory tract. But if a bacteria manages to break through that perimeter, let's say you get a paper cut on your finger, you meet this incredibly intimidating textbook term, the macrophage. These guys are your cellular first responders. They're these large white blood cells living in your tissues, constantly on patrol, just looking for anything that shouldn't be there. And when they spot a foreign invader, their job is to physically engulf it and utterly destroy it.
Picture how this rapid, innate response plays out on the microscopic battlefield. Step 1. The barrier is broken. A pathogen gets in. Step 2. Almost immediately, the local macrophages rally. They identify the danger and blast out chemical signals. Step 3. Those signals recruit heavy reinforcements, millions of cells called neutrophils, rushing straight from your bloodstream to the site of infection. And finally, Step 4, these cells perform phagocytosis. That literally means they're eating and degrading the invaders right there on the spot. It's fast, it's aggressive, and it is highly effective.
Section 3. The adaptive special ops, targeted immune defense.
Okay, but what happens if the invader is just multiplying way too fast for the front line to handle? That's when the body calls in the elite troops, primarily your T cells and B cells. Now, unlike the frontline troops, these cells take a few days to become fully active, but their precision is unmatched. They actually learn to distinguish exactly what this specific invader looks like. Your B cells start churning out targeted antibodies, while your T cells orchestrate a totally precise attack. And honestly, the coolest part? Once the battle is won, they create memory cells. This is exactly why you rarely get sick from the exact same bug twice. Your special ops remember it, and the next time it shows up, they neutralize it before you even feel a single symptom.
Section 4. Fueling your defenses, the role of nutrition.
So here's the crucial point. Even the greatest army in the world with the toughest frontline defenders and the sharpest elite special ops will absolutely fail without proper supply lines. Your immune system requires massive amounts of energy and highly specific supplies to work. Think back to that word phagocytosis, a white blood cell engulfing and destroying a pathogen. To literally digest a virus or bacteria, that white blood cell has to generate what's called a respiratory burst. It unleashes these highly toxic, energy-intensive molecules to destroy the bug. If your body doesn't have the cellular energy, the specific enzymes, or the protective antioxidants derived straight from your diet, well, this microscopic battle just stalls out.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how our food supplies the army. Look at how this maps out. Vitamin C actually increases the production of those white blood cells. Vitamin E acts as a powerful antioxidant. It regulates immune function and actually protects your own cells during the crossfire. Zinc is absolutely essential for specific immune cell functions. And omega-3 fatty acids? They step in to reduce chronic inflammation, which would otherwise distract and suppress your immune system. I mean, your immune cells are quite literally built and powered by these exact ingredients.
Oh, and while we're talking about nutrients, I've got a really surprising fact for you. Whenever we think of vitamin C, we immediately think of oranges, right? But get this, a single red bell pepper contains nearly 3 times as much vitamin C as a Florida orange. No joke. Plus, it's packed with beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A to keep your skin, your primary physical barrier, healthy and strong.
Section 5. The Immune Boosting Menu, your grocery list.
All right, it's time to take all of this heavy, complex, microscopic biology and translate it into actionable, everyday grocery shopping advice. We've been talking about macrophages, T cells, respiratory bursts, but at the end of the day, medical textbooks on immune function are really just giving us instructions on how to build a defense-boosting plate. The science is incredibly complex, but luckily for us, the application is delicious.
So, based on the research from Healthline and the Cleveland Clinic, here is your superfood arsenal. To get that massive hit of vitamin C, load up your cart with citrus, papaya, kiwi, and those red bell peppers. For vitamins A, C, and E, you want to grab broccoli and spinach. Toss in some garlic, ginger, and turmeric for their really potent anti-inflammatory and antiviral properties. For your gut microbiome, which by the way is where a huge portion of your immune system actually lives, eat yogurt. Sip on green tea for those antioxidants. Snack on almonds and sunflower seeds for vitamin E and selenium. And for your main dishes, poultry provides vital B6, shellfish brings the zinc, and fatty fish delivers those inflammation-cooling omega-3s.
But hey, it's not just what you eat, it's how you eat it. Here are some critical daily defense tactics. First off, if you boil your broccoli to death, you're literally destroying the vitamins. Just steam it or microwave it lightly to retain its power. When you're buying yogurt, skip the ones loaded with added sugars. Go for plain Greek yogurt that specifically says live active cultures on the label. Remember that vitamin E is fat-soluble, so those almonds are perfect because they naturally contain the healthy fats you need to actually absorb the vitamin. And this is a big one. You've got to limit those ultra-processed, sugary foods. They produce inflammation that actively suppresses your frontline defenders.
By eating a diverse, whole food diet, you are directly handing your macrophages, your neutrophils, and your T cells the exact weapons and armor they need to keep you healthy. Remember, your internal immune army is constantly on patrol, 24/7, waiting for its next supply drop. So, what are you going to fuel it with today? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope it completely changes the way you look at your very next meal.